Hey, it's Marco here from Fair Realty, Victoria, BC. So yesterday I received an email in my inbox from a local developer here in Victoria noting that my client's pre-sale contracts were being canceled after 4 years of pre-sales. Reason being noted is the project is no longer viable economically as a condo project. The interesting thing is the project is only 6 to 8 months away from completion, but the developer is switching it from a condo project, therefore canceling all the pre-sale projects over to a purpose-built rental project. Most likely at this point, after years of construction delays, the developer is losing money on this project. They're probably able to secure a CMHC loan from the federal government for a purpose-built rental, and that's why they're shifting tack and canceling my client's contracts. I'm not here to dwell on this project or this developer. I'm here to talk about the big picture and the state of the current pre-sale market. If you go back on my YouTube channel 12, 13 years ago, I've been making videos on pre-sales for a very long time. I was a huge fan of pre-sales. However, at this point, based on what I've seen from this project and other projects and other developers in the last 18 months, I can no longer recommend pre-sale projects to my clients going forward. So I'm making a 180-degree turn from being a huge fan of pre-sales to advising my clients not to buy pre-sales. In the past, pre-sales made a lot of sense in my opinion. I've personally bought more than 10 pre-sales. I've represented hundreds of happy clients on pre-sales. But let me give you an example of why pre-sales made sense 10, 12 years ago. So for example, I bought a 1-bedroom with parking from Bosa at the Bayview Promontory in 2011 for $193,000. And at that time, a similar completed unit was selling for approximately $225,000. So buying a pre-sale in exchange for the risk you were taking, you were getting a discount. The risk, in my opinion, was also minimal, especially if you were buying from companies like Bosa, Chard, Concert, as most of these projects were finished on time. Worst case scenario, they were delayed 3 to 6 months. And then finally, once you completed on that project, for example, the Promontory completed in 2014, I rented that unit for $1,150. My mortgage was $600. My strata fees were $150. From day one, I was cash flow positive by $150 based on 20% down. So everything made sense back then, and that's why I bought a lot of pre-sales, and that's why I advised a lot of my clients to buy pre-sales. However, in the last 18 months, the climate has really shifted. This example I gave at the start of the video is a perfect example. There's a lot of risk now in pre-sales in terms of delays can be, in terms of construction in the years. You can have cancellations. Imagine you buy a pre-sale and 4 years later, the developer cancels that pre-sale on you while you've been waiting for it, especially if you're an owner-occupier planning to move into that unit. The pre-sales are also not selling at a discount. Right now, often the pre-sale pricing that the developers want is more expensive than a 1-year-old unit you can buy on the tangible market. So I'm making a 180-degree turn on the advice I give clients. I cannot recommend people buy pre-sales going forward in this environment unless it's a very unique situation. For example, the pre-sale is only a couple of months away from completion. Well, the risk is immediately lowered than if the developer hasn't even started excavations. Or there's a great opportunity, the pre-sale is well below market value and it's being built by an extremely reputable company that's never canceled a project, such as Bosa, Chard, Concert, etc. So in conclusion, very, very tough times in the pre-sale market, not only for buyers, but also developers are struggling with very high carrying costs, construction delays, very high construction costs. It's not great for realtors either. This project I mentioned at the start of the video, the 4 buyers I represented in this project, it's been years of amendments and answering questions. I don't get compensated, which kind of sucks given all the time I've put into it. But you know, my situation is the least of the problems. It's the developers that are taking huge hits and also the buyers. That's it for this week. Marco Juras, Fair Realty.